because we don't want to attract what we don't need, right? We don't want to attract a man who doesn't want to be bothered. We don't want to attract friends who don't really like us. We don't want to attract things that are not for us in general. So to become magnetic, you've got to become more authentic. What's up, beauty marks? Hello, my name is Pamela Ricardo. Welcome back, and if you're new, hello. This channel is all about embracing the scars that we have been through in our lives, because those are now our beauty marks. So today's video is going to be about how to become more magnetic. When we're trying to become the higher version of ourselves, we want to attract a better life for ourselves. That's the point. So we want to be able to be magnetic so that those things will just come to us. We don't have to go out of our way to get it, because we're going to exude a certain kind of aura and energy that will bring it to us. Because we want better for ourselves. We want better materialistic things. We want better relationships. We want more abundance in our life as a whole, right? So how do we attract that? How do we have that aura that when we walk in a room, we attract the highest, best thing for ourselves? Even if it's something as small as getting a free drink at the bar, or getting that raise at work, or attracting that dream man into our lives, or attracting that dream car, dream anything. Let's talk about how to become a magnet for all things great for our lives. Let's talk about it. Number one, you have to stop forcing things. That is how you attract the things to you. I know that sounds really backwards, but it's true. Have you ever been talking to a guy and you're waiting for him to call you back or waiting for him to text you, and you're just staring at the phone, pretending to be busy, but you really just are listening for the beep or the ring, and it doesn't happen? As soon as you step away from the phone though, and you go do something else, you've given up finally on it even happening, you go wash some clothes or fold some laundry, and all of a sudden, beep, there goes the message, or there goes the phone call. That's what I'm talking about. Like, to become more magnetic, we've got to stop trying to force things to come to us. We've got to stop forcing that boss to see us a particular way. Stop forcing this group of girls to like us, because we're probably not even being ourselves anyway. And if we are being ourselves and they don't like us, then that's not our clique anyways. Forcing the way we look, we're forcing ourselves to put ourselves in clothing that doesn't fit us. As soon as we become more authentic with ourselves and realize that we are a good catch, we are a great person, I am deserving, you will attract all of the things you want, because now you have a much better self-awareness of who you really are, and you're coming from a place of higher self-esteem, not lower self-esteem. When we're waiting for a guy to call us, that's desperation. When we're waiting for these people to accept us, that's desperation. When we're trying to fit in clothing that doesn't work for us, that's not in alignment with who we are. That's why it doesn't fit. That's why it doesn't work. Release things that don't come natural, and that is how you become more magnetic. Because we don't want to attract what we don't need, right? We don't want to attract a man who doesn't want to be bothered. We don't want to attract friends who don't really like us. We don't want to attract things that are not for us in general. So to become magnetic, you've got to become more authentic. I think that's probably going to be the basis of every single tip I give today, that authenticity really is the root of your magnetism. But nonetheless, number one, we cannot force anything. Number two, stop trying to be perfect. Do you want to attract better friendships and better relationships in general? Being yourself means not being perfect, because you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. So when you're hanging out with people and you're cultivating relationships, have a great balance of telling the truth about your life in a positive way, and the truth about your life in some of the negative things you're going through. Because people like to see that you have a balance too, and an imbalance too. You know what I'm saying? There's no fun in having a friend whose life is perfect and all you do is listen to them talk about how amazing things are for them and everything is working out in their favor and life is so great. That's fine, I'm happy for you, but I'd also like to hear that, man, I just didn't go to the gym this week and I ate a whole pizza yesterday. I mean, come on, who wants a perfect friend? Who wants a perfect mate? I want to hear about the things that bother you, and I want to hear about the things that are working out in your life great. It's the healthy balance. So to magnetically attract good people in your life that want to be around you in authentic relationships, you've got to be authentic once again by showing the negatives and the positives of your life. Show people that you're relatable. That's how you become more magnetic. Have you ever been out with friends and you just feel the need to not tell them what's going on with you because you're embarrassed that you don't come off as perfect as they may seem to think you are? Like, that's not fun. Your friends will probably genuinely appreciate it if you told them that this week you had a doubt about this, and this week you had a problem with this, or maybe that you wish you made a little bit more money, or you feel insecure about this, that, and the third. I'm not saying to only talk about your negatives, but let people know and see your humanness. It will attract more authentic relationships because they'll see that you're not perfect, and that will make them feel okay to not be perfect with you. That's how you create healthy relationships with other people. Now, on the contrary, number 3, leave some mystery to your life. I know, I just said you need to be more transparent and show people the ins and outs of your life. However, don't tell them too much. You gotta leave people wanting more. That makes you magnetic. I don't wanna know your whole life story on the first date because I don't have a reason to go on a second one. I don't wanna have a 1-hour conversation on the phone with you and you've given me your whole childhood from age 2 to age 35. I don't have anything else to look forward to hearing about you. Leave some mystery to the way you dress. You know, women, I know we go on dates and we want to be sexy. We want to show a little something, show what we're working with, and that's fine. There's a way to do it though, and still be modest and still be sexy. We've got to learn how to cultivate the healthy balance of, I'll show you a little bit, but I ain't showing you everything. Because I mean, if he sees it all up front, we got holes here, holes there. Well, I mean, listen, he already getting a full view. There's really no mystery left to you on the physical point, right? So same thing with your friendships. You don't want to tell your girlfriends every little thing you've been through. I mean, sheesh, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still got to keep our healthy boundaries. There are some things you just don't share with everybody. Keep the mystery. Everyone doesn't need to know every single downfall you've had, and they don't need to know everything you have coming up either. Leave some mystery to your life. There's a wow factor to not knowing everything about someone. Your new endeavor that you have, that you're planning, this great business idea you plan on starting in 2023, you can give them a snippet of what that might look like, but I wouldn't give them the entire breakdown and details of every little step you're going to take to get there. Everyone's not ready to hear all that, number one, and you know, it just kind of gives people a reason to keep on checking on you just a little bit to see where you're at, and that also helps you keep yourself accountable too, so that's a plus. But keep some mystery to yourself, because the less people know about you, the more they want to know, and that's what makes you magnetic. The next tip I have is be fun and flirty. But of course, you know, understand where to do that at. You know, I'm not talking to my married folks. I'm talking about to the single ladies out here. You know, if you don't want some attention, where to, you know, chill out. But when you're out and about with your girlfriends or just out in general, if someone is attractive and they throw you a little smile, throw the smile back. Or if you're just having a regular lunch with your girlfriends, just being fun and flirty, being kind to the waiter, being nice to the bartender. When someone opens your door, genuinely turning around and saying, thank you very much. Because we are slacking on our freaking manners, ladies. I opened the door for a girl the other day and she didn't even tell me thank you. I was like, ma'am, I am not trying to holler at you. The least you could do was tell me thank you. But but I mean, being magnetic, when you're in the room, you have a positive aura. It brings great things your way. Have you ever just been at a dinner with your girlfriends and someone just sends over a bottle of wine to you all? You all are just exuding a healthy, happy, fun environment. You guys are laughing, making jokes, being quirky. That makes people want to be around you. No one wants you to be stiff. You don't have to be serious all the time. You can have fun with people out in public that you don't even know. Have you ever just went out for a drink and lunch for yourself by yourself and just chopped it up with somebody that was sitting right next to you? It didn't even have to end in you giving your phone number to them. Or if it was a woman, just witty banter, hilarious, ha ha ha, I'm from here too, blah blah blah, what do you do? Oh, that's great, me too. Have an aura of not being so close to people you don't know. That's what makes you magnetic. You can walk in a room and talk to anybody and you're approachable. Not approachable in the sense that you want everyone's energy on you. You're not seeking attention, but you know that if people come to you and they can just spark up a conversation with you and you can jump right in. Another thing that will make you very magnetic is when you're around people and they can tell you're very passionate about something. I know for me, it was always so easy to talk about acting. and performing, and movies that I watch where I critique the actors, because that was something that I was super passionate about. I remember talking to friends, and when I got done talking, they'd be like, wow, I love how into it you are. Like, I can tell you really love acting. That is your passion. And I'd be like, yeah, because it was so easy for me to talk about it, and the way my face would light up when I talked about it, it was like I could go on and on and on. What are you passionate about? We got to figure out what this hobby is of yours that you probably haven't been doing lately because you're bogged down with work or life stresses. Get back to that hobby, and I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's gardening and you just want to talk about how you just bought a new plant, and this type of plant flourishes in the summertime, and this type of plant in the winter, you got to bring it in the house, da 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 da. You find yourself 10 minutes in and you've been going on about, I don't know nothing about flowers, roses. And the person sitting across from you is like, wow, I didn't know that, but that's really cool. That's neat that you're really into that. It's engaging to be excited about something. Or maybe you can talk about an event that's coming up that you're really excited about and passionate about. Having a passion for what you're talking about is extremely important, and it makes people want to talk to you more. To be magnetic doesn't mean you have to walk in the room and be the sexiest person in the room. Sometimes the most magnetic person in the room is the one who's just smiling and looking like they're having a good conversation and a good time. The person who's laughing like this and has a smile on their face while they're listening, or looks really engaged in the conversation that they're having. That makes someone magnetic. It makes you want to go over to them because they seem approachable. Look how engaged they are. Look how much fun they're having. They're enjoying themselves. That is what makes a woman or a person magnetic. The next tip, being magnetic means being a great conversationalist. Like, just being able to listen to people when they're talking makes you so much more magnetic than you think. How many times have you been talking to somebody and you can tell they just can't wait for their turn? You know, like no one's listening anymore. And I think it's because of the world we live in today. Everyone's just all about themselves. When's the last time you've had a genuinely great conversation with anybody, even a complete stranger? You know, like, being a conversationalist is such a powerful tool to have in your toolbox, ladies. We gotta be able to sit and listen and ask questions that are going along with the conversation. When someone's done talking, be interested in what they're talking about. Ask questions to dig deeper. That makes someone walk away from conversation with you saying, wow, that person was really nice and they were really engaging. Being engaging is so magnetic. It makes people want to seek you out to talk to you some more. You will be surprised how many opportunities that you will get in life just by being a good listener and a good conversationalist and having feedback after they speak that is totally in congruence with what they were just talking about, not you flipping the subject onto you again. Being a conversationalist will bring you so much opportunity, and it will also just make people want to be around you. We're trying to become our higher selves right now. We want to attract what's best for our lives. We want to attract the best of everything because we are healing ourselves enough to know that we deserve better and the best. And there's nothing wrong with that. I created this channel because I wanted to talk to my little sisters. I don't have a sister, but my little sisters out there who have the low self-esteem or don't have a reason to wake up in the morning, so they think, or every day is just mundane and they don't know their self-worth. This is a key to creating a life for yourself that feels good to wake up to every day. And when you're magnetic, you're exuding a certain type of aura that makes people want to be around you, makes people want to offer you things, makes people want to give you things, makes you on people's minds when opportunities come up. They're like, oh, Pam, she'd be perfect for that, because you've left an impression on that person. So it's important to be magnetic, not to just get a man, but to just live a life that has value for yourself so that you continue to elevate. If no one's mentioning your name in rooms, you're missing out on opportunities. So if you leave people wanting more, if you leave people still saying to themselves, man, I gotta talk to her again, man, or if they're just referring to you in their next conversations, you've left an impression, and that's what life's about. You're supposed to be changing people's lives and leaving impressions. So I hope you enjoy these tips to become more magnetic. This week I want you to walk into the room, be yourself, be fun, be witty, stop being so stiff, shake that off. Because if attention comes your way that you don't want, be graceful enough to say, thank you, but no thank you. You know what I mean? We know how to push things away that we don't feel comfortable with, but you don't want to push away everything. And I think we do that sometimes. We're walking with a scowl on our face. We don't want nobody to talk to us. And then we're wondering why no one's talking to us. No more of that. You can have a soft smile when you walk into a room. You can be happy, you can laugh, you can have engaging conversations. And for anyone who crosses a boundary with you, like I said, you know how to cut that off respectfully. But don't, because you're trying to, but don't live a life where you're trying to not attract negativity to yourself. So you think that if you have a scowl face, no one will speak to you. You're pushing away so much in your life. We don't need to do that anymore. And I'm speaking to myself. You know, I used to do that too, and I may still do it sometimes. Something you have to unlearn. Walking in the grocery store, I don't want to seem too smiley because I don't want these dudes talking to me. But in the meantime, I'm also pushing away interactions from other people if I'm not being my higher self. So there's a healthy balance with this. But try this week. Walking into rooms with a soft smile on your face. Greet people in the room. Walk in. We've got to be leaders. Walk in the room, speak. You know, sit down, do your own thing, be open to engaging conversation with others, and let's just see what that looks like for you. Leave a comment if you're open to doing that this week, or if you've already been doing that and you see a difference in your life. Because I think that the more we decide to just do what's best for us, the more we'll decide that being magnetic isn't that hard. We've just been hiding ourselves for way too long. We're not hiding ourselves anymore. We're going to embrace who we are. We're going to be happy with who we are. We're going to create healthy boundaries, but we're not going to push away good opportunities. All right. Anyways, thanks for watching, little sis, and I'll see you next time. Bye.